Good Sunday morning, everybody. Good Sunday morning. Welcome to Sunday with Spirit. For those joining for the first time, this is not a political poll. This is a spiritual poll. Every Sunday, a group of us, we get together and we jump up and down on this trampoline we call the web of creation. We set a different vibration than what the 3D outside other forces are asking us to feel. We shift it to a higher vibration of peace, love, and awareness. So today I wanted to talk about a couple of things. And I think I'm going to focus on the vernal equinox, which is March 20th. But I was thinking before I got this idea was, why aren't my prayers being answered? I'm on the web, I'm bouncing up and down, I'm saying my prayers, and I was thinking of this when I was in my circle this morning, my prayer circle, and I remember pulling out a prayer for peace when the Ukraine war started. And I say that prayer for peace every day, or at least I pray for peace every day. And now I'm going, oh, now I have to add another, I have to double my efforts because we have another war. Yeah, my prayer wasn't answered. And I know that's not true. It just seems that that's not true. And so what I came up with was that this ceremony of prayer puts me into the right space. Just as we are jumping up and down on this web of creation, puts us in the right space as we're all jumping up and down with love, compassion, and the right intention, trying to make right relationship with everything. That puts us in the right space for prayer. And so you look at the monks and their walk and their prayer. And it's the act, it's the action of. So today what I want to look at, not that, why aren't my prayers being answered, but the ceremony of prayer. And I want to look at just one little bit of ceremony for the vernal equinox. When I think about the different ceremonies that people do for the vernal equinox or any holiday, it's some of them can be very elaborate, some of them can be very simple, some of them can be very strange to us. However it is, as long as it's coming from your heart space, I think it should be good. Now the vernal equinox, some of the ceremonies that I've encountered, some say you need to do it as close as possible to the vernal equinox, and some will even give you days. A week before, a week after, 4 days before, 4 days after, 3 days. As close as you can get with it. For me, I am big on fire ceremonies, but if you don't have a fire, that's fine. You can use a candle, you can use anything. And later on, we're going to use cards. And to the person who said, can you try to make your card spread a little simpler? It's really hard to follow. I apologize. I agree with you. I'm going, sometimes these spreads are so convoluted and complicated. I want to make it simpler. So here is the result of making it simpler. But I will try to make it simple when we get there. So, what are the ceremonies that you would do for this vernal equinox? Well, let's talk a little bit about the vernal equinox. This is changing seasons, right? This is going from winter to spring. So as we change winters, if we're thinking about the medicine wheel and our 4 directions, and we have power animals associated with those 4 directions. We have angelic beings associated with those 4 directions. So you can add your angels in there as well if you choose to. So what we're doing is we're saying goodbye to winter. And in the medicine wheel, winter is a time of rest. It's a time of renewal. It's a time to utilize all the knowledge and storages that you made from your harvest from the fall. And some of these harvests, they may not be good, so you're going to have to rethink things out and go, how come my harvest wasn't as good as it was in previous years or whatever? So you were really thinking in the winter. And so we want to honor and thank the Great Spirit, Great White Buffalo. We want to honor the lessons of cleansing and purity and renewal. And then we welcome the winds of the east, the spring, the dawn, the sun rising, new beginnings. We call on Great Spirit Eagle. I always imagine the eagle sitting on top of this big tree, and he takes off. And I go, oh, let me be with you. Let me see what it feels like to let go of the branch and soar to heights that I've only imagined. That's this time. And we welcome in lessons of clarity. And when I'm reading this from an email that I got, and I got that lessons of clarity, and I went, oh, that's so powerful. Because with lessons, there usually comes some pain, but not all the time. Pain, it feels so good. But we welcome illumination. We welcome wisdom. And sometimes lessons of clarity don't involve any pain. They just are involving just, oh my gosh, how could I have missed that type of energy? So we want to give thanks. And so a lot of people give thanks in a fire ceremony. A lot of indigenous cultures use tobacco burning ceremonies. Sage, they will use sweetgrass. They will use Palo Santo wood to bring in good energies. And if you don't have a fire, that's okay, but you want to set your intention for what you want in the springtime to come forward. And you blow it into the material, and then you release the material into the fire. And it could be a little stick, it could be tobacco, it could be whatever you want it. The tobacco that I have purchased in the past is the pouch kind, the organic pouch kind that you get at these smoke shops. Oh my God, I went into a smoke shop last year, and first time in decades, I'm like, wow, there's a lot of people that smoke. Okay, Anyway, that was a squirrel moment. So when we do that, when we set our intentions into the material to burn them, and we watch the smoke go up to source energy, to go up to the great spirit, to the great central sun, God, however you want to phrase that, the one who is unnameable. And then some will go into a meditation state, stay in that meditation state. This one email that I got, they go into a sweat lodge. And in their 4 rounds of prayer in the sweat lodge, it's not about them. It's about releasing the gifts and lessons of winter. It's giving thanks for the good things spring gives us. And the 3rd and 4th rounds are honoring the summers and autumns of the past and in the future, and honoring Mother Earth and all that is with those 4 directions. So, I've talked enough. Here's where the cards may or may not get confusing. Now, I'm using the Mystical Shaman, and instead of just throwing them like I normally do, shuffling, turning them upside down, and I pulled them out, ones that spoke to me, for moving into the spring, the vernal equinox. And the first 2 that I got was wind and taming the wind. And when we feel this energy, when we feel the winds blowing, and a lot of times we can pick up messages from the wind. When we're thinking of something and a big wind blows in your face, you know that you're being heard. You know that you're being answered. And, well, for me, because I ask for it, I say, give me a sign with wind. The other thing that I pulled out of here is taming the wind. And that's okay, I was going to go somewhere south with that. I won't. But how do we tame the wind? Is that possible? Can we? Certain shamans could. Not me. The wind blows me around a little too much sometimes. And that's where you need to drop into intention and allowing and asking the great spirit of wind, dial it down a little bit. I was talking to Dr. Gale when she talks to her galactic guides, and when they are setting us up for a new awareness. They're setting us up for contact. And because our vibration is such that we're not on the same vibration as these galactic beings, and we're trying to be bouncing on the same wavelength, it may throw us off. It may make us sick to our stomach. And it could be too much. They don't get it. So we ask them, hey, please dial it down. And when it's like really, really too much, that please, you can skip it. Just so, dang it, dial it down, dudes and dudettes. Okay, I'm just going to pull cards because I randomly pulled it and I go, I like this one. So we're just going to go here. Soul retrieval. Is this something that we need to do in the spring? I think we did this already. We already looked at that. We already looked at what part of us no longer serves us. And we did that in the winter. What part needs to be cut away? What doubts do we have that just don't serve us anymore? I'm trying to keep this short, not short, but simplified. We can do that soul retrieval. We can do it in a sweat lodge, or we just go into our quiet meditative space and do 4 rounds of prayer. The sweat lodge has not a fire inside of it. It has hot rocks inside of it. The fire's on the outside. The prayer ceremony is on the inside. So do our 4 rounds of ceremony. 4 rounds for Mother Earth. So we pray for Mother Earth in all her elements. We have fire. We have earth. We have water. Did we have, oh, yes, of course, air. Above and below. So with this sweat lodge, as we pray for Mother Earth, we tap into the spring of Earth, the renewal of Earth, getting our hands dirty of this. And we bring in the 4 directions of earth, fire, wind, and water. Let's go with the flow of water, and the flow of the 4 directions, and the flow of winter to spring. And when we think of new birth, sometimes it is difficult. I go back to thinking of my evolution as a human being. And in high school, I struggled with, where do I fit in? Where do I belong? Why are all these people looking like aliens to me? And they were really low-level 3D people. And maybe that's a misconception of higher beings. But that was what I was thinking. I was going, why are y'all so mean? Why are you doing that? Why'd you lock me in the locker? Okay, how many people got locked in the lockers? Yeah, it just wasn't me. My wife thought it was only her. And I go, no, I did too. She goes, you did? That's where the luminous warrior comes in. We get knocked down, we get locked in our lockers, and we unlock the lockers to springtime. And we find out that we are luminous warriors. We are light bodies, crystalline energy. As we think about Eagle jumping off of that tree, and I ask him, let me fly with you. Show me how you let go of that branch. And I turn into crystalline, it's 5, 6, 7, I don't know what it is, but crystalline energy that is luminous with Eagle. The curse, oh, damn it, the curse. That is something in this spring for me, and I'd be curious to see what you all think without going into the dark night of the soul. I don't want to do that at all. Or this soul retrieval. Interesting, that was the very first card that I pulled up, and I don't want to go there because we're getting out of the winter time. But the curse, what's the curse of spring, of moving into spring? For me, I'm not good enough. I can't do it. Got to go back to the luminous warrior. And we protect ourselves in our luminous energy field. We protect ourselves with a wee bit of magic. So how can this curse that is bookended by the luminous warrior and magic have a chance? I don't think it can. We talked about Pachamama, Mother Earth. We talked about the heart of the sky nations, the sky beings, the luminous energy fields that is around us, the stars, that crystalline stars that flow around us as a luminous warrior. And then we come back down to earth, Pachamama, and we join our circle, our web of creation. And we do it via the Andean cross and the medicine wheel. Now, the difference between the Andean cross and the medicine wheel, they're very, very similar. Both depict the 4 cardinal directions. This one has a hole in the center. And this hole in the center is the gateway to interdimensional travel. It's the proverbial eye of the needle. And we all go through this portal energy when we're experiencing higher states of awareness and wisdom. And it's the ability to break free of linear thinking. The other thing that this does that the other didn't is to indicate the upper and lower worlds. But with the medicine wheel, this indicates the 4 cardinal directions, but it represents more earth for me. This is the cycle of life, the cycle of nature. Yeah, it is our cycle of the cosmos too, which would take us into the upper worlds and lower worlds. But when I drop into this medicine wheel thinking, just me, I have to actively add the sky beings to this. And I'm not sure why, but I do. But this is used, it's been used, for thousands of years to bring harmony and well-being into the circle. And then the last card we get, the last card is Earth Keeper. We are all interconnected, all of us, 2-legged, the ones with no legs, the crawlers, the winged ones, the tree people, the rock people, the plants, the elementals, the hidden folk. We are the earth keepers when we tap into the medicine wheel, the Andean cross, when we stay in the circle, when we stay in the heart of the sky, when we think of our magic as luminous warriors, when we go with the flow of the 4 directions, when we pay attention and learn from our soul retrieval, and when we listen to the wind. We are the earth keepers. This is our time. Let shine. Let it shine. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you for being in this circle with me on this Sunday with Spirit. Peace and love.